The secret to aging well isn't luck, it's choices. There comes a time in life when the body starts to slow down, not because it wants to, but because we let it. You hit 70. Maybe your knees ache a little more. Your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be. You feel like you're walking through fog sometimes, both mentally and physically. And with every passing year, the world seems to move faster while your energy fades just a bit more. But what if I told you that aging doesn't have to mean decline? What if I told you that there is a rare group of seniors, only about 5%, who aren't just surviving after 70, they're thriving. They're not necessarily younger than you. They've had their share of heartbreaks, losses, and health challenges. But something sets them apart. Not genetics, not luck, not even money. What separates them from the rest is this: their daily choices. That's right. These seniors live longer, sharper, and stronger lives not because they were born differently, but because they choose to live differently. Every single day. And here's the most powerful part. You can make those same choices too. This isn't just about living longer. It's about living better. It's about being able to walk your dog without pain, play with your grandkids without fatigue, remember names without frustration, and wake up each morning feeling like you still have purpose. So today, I want to invite you into the world of those extraordinary 5%. Let me show you the 5 powerful habits that keep them healthy, strong, and vibrant well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Let's start with the one thing almost everyone overlooks, but could change everything. Habit number 1. Building leg strength through daily functional movement. It might sound surprising, but the foundation of a long, independent life begins in your legs. Think about it. Your legs carry you through life. They help you climb stairs, get out of chairs, walk around the grocery store, and stay balanced on slippery sidewalks. Without strong legs, even the simplest tasks become harder and eventually impossible. Yet, most people over 70 stop moving enough to maintain leg strength. Why? Fear of falling, discomfort, fatigue, a belief that slowing down is just part of getting older. But here's the truth. Not moving is what makes you fall. When you stop using your leg muscles, they begin to atrophy. This leads to weakness, imbalance, and increased risk of injury. It becomes a vicious cycle. Fear of falling, less movement, weaker legs, higher chance of falling. The 5% know this trap all too well. That's why they never stop moving, even if it's slow, even if it's small. They walk with purpose. They take the stairs instead of the elevator. They do seated resistance exercises. They squat gently while doing laundry or gardening. Some even practice chair yoga or Tai Chi to improve flexibility and balance. And guess what? Their brains thank them for it. Because here's a secret most people don't realize. Strong legs equal a healthier brain. Studies show that lower body strength is directly linked to cognitive function and longevity. When your legs are strong, blood flows better to your brain. Your neurons fire more efficiently. Your mood improves. Your confidence grows. Take Margaret, for example. At 78, she walks 2 miles every morning, rain or shine. She started years ago when her doctor warned her about early signs of osteoporosis. Instead of giving in, she committed to movement. Today, she's not only pain-free, she teaches a senior fitness class twice a week. Or James, 82, who refused to let his knee surgery define him. He did physical therapy religiously, then added light resistance bands and balance exercises to his routine. Now he dances with his wife every weekend, something he thought he'd never do again. These stories aren't exceptions. They're proof that leg strength isn't just about staying mobile, it's about staying alive. How can you start today? You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment, just a willingness to move. Try these simple steps. Stand on one leg while brushing your teeth. Hold onto the sink if needed. Practice sitting and standing from a sturdy chair 10 times a day. Walk short distances regularly, to the mailbox, around the block, or through your house. Use resistance bands or ankle weights during TV time. Join a local chair yoga or Tai Chi class designed for seniors. Every step counts. Every movement matters. And every effort builds toward a future where you're not just alive, you're truly living. Habit number 2. Maintaining a healthy weight without extreme dieting. When you think about health after 70, what comes to mind? Maybe it's mobility or mental clarity, perhaps independence, the ability to live on your own terms without relying on others. But there's one factor that quietly influences all of those things, and yet, many seniors overlook or misunderstand it. Your weight. Not in the way society often talks about weight, thinness as beauty, or youthfulness through fitness models. No, this is about something far more important. Health span, not just lifespan. You can live a long life, but if most of it is spent in pain, fatigue, or dependency, what's the point? That's why the healthiest 5% of seniors understand that maintaining a healthy weight isn't about vanity. It's about survival. It's about being able to walk your dog, play with your grandkids, and climb into bed without help. Let's get real for a moment. After 70, your body changes. Muscle mass naturally declines. Metabolism slows down. Hormones shift. And if you're not careful, fat starts replacing muscle, especially around the midsection. This kind of weight gain, visceral fat around the belly, is dangerous. It's linked to heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and even cognitive decline. The same belly fat that might have once been a harmless spare tire now becomes a ticking time bomb. But here's the good news. You don't need to starve yourself. You don't need to follow celebrity diets or take extreme supplements. You don't need to count every calorie or cut out entire food groups. What the healthiest seniors do, the 5% who remain sharp, strong, and independent, is build a lifestyle around balanced nutrition, mindful eating, and real food. They eat to live, not live to eat. The truth about aging and weight, it's not just calories in, calories out. Many people believe that weight management is simply a matter of burning more calories than you consume. But when you're over 70, it's not that simple. Your body doesn't respond to dieting the same way it did at 30 or 40. Crash diets, liquid meals, and severe calorie restriction can actually do more harm than good. Why? Because your body needs fuel, not just for energy, but for immunity, brain function, bone strength, and muscle repair. And when you deprive it, you risk losing precious muscle mass, weakening your immune system, slowing metabolism even further, increasing feelings of fatigue and depression. At the same time, many seniors fall into the opposite trap. They stop cooking for themselves, rely on processed convenience foods, or snack on sugary treats because they've lost their appetite for real meals. Either extreme, undereating or overeating, leads to the same result: poor health, rapid aging, and increased frailty. So how do the 5% avoid these traps? Let's look at the habits that set them apart. Habit number 1. Eating real food, not packaged promises. If you walked into the kitchen of any of the healthiest seniors, you'd notice something right away. Their cabinets aren't filled with protein bars, powdered shakes, or boxed senior meals. Instead, you'll find fresh vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins like eggs, fish, and legumes, healthy fats from nuts, seeds, and olive oil, herbs and spices instead of salt or sugar. These seniors cook their own meals, and they enjoy doing it. They know that real food isn't just healthier, it tastes better too. Take Eleanor, 76, who used to rely on frozen dinners before her doctor warned her about rising cholesterol levels. She decided to start cooking again, slowly at first, then with passion. Now she grows her own herbs, makes homemade soups, and hosts weekly dinner nights with neighbors. Or George, 81, who used to skip breakfast until he learned how important protein was for muscle maintenance. He started making smoothies with Greek yogurt, berries, and chia seeds, and now swears by them. These seniors didn't follow a fad diet. They made small, sustainable changes and reaped big rewards. Habit number 2. Managing portions without obsessing over them. One of the biggest mistakes older adults make is either eating too little, skipping meals, not feeling hungry, or forgetting to eat altogether. Or eating too much, especially late at night or in front of the TV. Both extremes are dangerous. The healthiest seniors avoid both by practicing intuitive eating, listening to their bodies and eating when they're truly hungry, stopping when they're full. They also use visual cues to keep portions in check. A serving of protein is about the size of a deck of cards. A serving of carbohydrates fits in your cupped hand. A serving of fats is about the size of your thumb. They don't weigh everything or track macros, but they know what a balanced plate looks like, and they aim for that most of the time. And when they indulge, they do it consciously, savoring a piece of dark chocolate or a small slice of pie, rather than mindlessly snacking on cookies while watching TV. Habit number 3. Prioritizing protein, especially in the morning and afternoon. As we age, our muscles become less responsive to protein. That means we need more high-quality protein, not less, especially earlier in the day. Most Americans over 70 tend to eat the least amount of protein at breakfast, which is exactly when we should be loading up. The healthiest seniors reverse this pattern. They start their day with eggs and whole grain toast, Greek yogurt with fruit and nuts, smoothies with whey or plant-based protein, oatmeal topped with peanut butter and seeds. And at lunch, they continue the trend. Grilled chicken salad, lentil soup with a side of whole grain bread, tuna wraps with avocado and greens, stir-fried tofu with brown rice and veggies. By getting enough protein early, they support muscle repair, stabilize blood sugar, and reduce cravings later in the day. This small habit makes a massive difference in how they feel and how well they age. Habit number 4, staying hydrated, even when you don't feel thirsty. Another hidden danger for seniors is dehydration. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes. Many seniors mistake dry mouth for hunger and reach for snacks instead of water. Dehydration can cause fatigue, confusion, headaches, weakness, increased risk of falls. The healthiest seniors combat this by staying hydrated throughout the day, even if they don't feel thirsty. Some carry a water bottle with them. Others set reminders on their phone. Some drink herbal tea or infused water for variety. And they know that beverages like coffee and alcohol can dehydrate them, so they balance them with extra water. Habit number 5, eating lighter dinners for better sleep and digestion. Ever gone to bed feeling bloated, sluggish, or uncomfortable after a heavy meal? The healthiest seniors avoid this by keeping dinner light. They opt for vegetable stir-fries, baked fish with quinoa, soups and stews, small portions of lean meat with roasted vegetables. They avoid heavy carbs, fried foods, and large portions late at night, which can disrupt sleep and digestion. And they never eat right before bed. Instead, they give their body time to digest before lying down. This habit not only helps with weight management, it improves sleep quality, reduces nighttime bathroom trips, and boosts overall energy the next day. Habit number 6, avoiding sugar traps, even the healthy ones. Seniors often fall into the trap of thinking certain snacks are healthy when they're really loaded with sugar. Things like flavored yogurts, granola bars, fruit juices, sweetened oatmeal packets, low-fat muffins. These foods may seem innocent, but they spike blood sugar, increase inflammation, and contribute to belly fat. The healthiest seniors avoid these traps by reading labels and choosing unsweetened versions. They also satisfy sweet cravings with natural sources: berries, dates, cinnamon, dark chocolate, in moderation. And when they want dessert, they make it themselves with real ingredients, so they know exactly what goes in. Habit number 7, keeping fiber front and center. Fiber is a senior's best friend. It supports heart health, regulates blood sugar, and keeps digestion running smoothly. But many older adults don't get enough fiber, either because they've stopped eating fruits and vegetables, or they rely too much on refined grains. The healthiest seniors include fiber-rich foods every day: leafy greens, beans and lentils, whole grains like barley, oats, and brown rice, nuts and seeds, apples, pears, and berries. They also drink plenty of water to help fiber work effectively, preventing constipation and improving gut health. Putting it all together, how one senior transformed her life through nutrition. Let me tell you about Mary, 74. 5 years ago, she was overweight, tired, and struggling with joint pain. She had high cholesterol, trouble sleeping, and constantly felt bloated. She tried diet pills. She tried fasting. She tried cutting out entire food groups, but nothing worked. Habit number 3, continuously challenging the brain and learning new things. There's a moment in life when many people begin to believe that learning is for the young. That once you pass a certain age, maybe it's 60 or 70 or even earlier, your brain starts to slow down. You forget names more often. You lose your keys. You walk into a room and can't remember why you went there. And so, many seniors stop trying. They let routines take over. They stop reading books they don't understand. They avoid technology because it feels too confusing. They stop asking questions because they're afraid of sounding out of touch. But here's what those 5% of seniors who remain sharp, engaged, and vibrant know. The brain doesn't stop learning with age. It just needs the right stimulation. In fact, some of the most remarkable stories of late-life transformation come not from physical feats or medical breakthroughs, but from the power of the mind. From seniors who pick up new languages at 80, who start painting after retirement, who master smartphones to stay connected with grandkids, who solve puzzles, play instruments, and write memoirs, all while defying expectations about what it means to grow old. Because the truth is this: a challenged brain is a healthy brain, and a healthy brain leads to a longer, sharper, more fulfilling life. The science behind lifelong learning and brain health. You might have heard the term neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself throughout life. For decades, scientists believed that our brains stopped changing after childhood. But we now know that's not true. Even in old age, the brain continues to form new connections, adapt to challenges, and improve function through mental stimulation. This is especially important as we age because the brain naturally shrinks slightly over time. Neurons may become less efficient. Blood flow to the brain decreases. Cognitive processing slows. But here's the good news. When you challenge your brain, whether by learning a new skill, solving problems, or engaging in creative activities, you strengthen neural pathways, improve memory, and delay cognitive decline. Studies show that seniors who actively engage their minds have lower risk of dementia, better memory retention, improved emotional resilience, greater overall happiness. It's not about becoming a genius overnight. It's about giving your brain something to work with every single day. Real stories, real results, seniors who refuse to stop learning. Let me tell you about Ruth. At 81, she decided to learn Spanish after her granddaughter married someone from Mexico. She started with a language app, then joined an online class, and eventually began conversing with her grandson-in-law in his native tongue. Today, Ruth says her mind has never felt clearer. She no longer struggles to find words mid-conversation. Her confidence has grown, and she's made new friends through her language group. Or take George, 79, who had never touched a computer before retiring. When his wife passed away, he found himself feeling lost and alone. Then, a neighbor showed him how to use a tablet. He started watching YouTube tutorials on everything from cooking to photography. Eventually, he bought a used camera and taught himself how to edit photos digitally. Now, George runs a small photography business taking portraits for local seniors, and he swears it's kept his mind sharp and his heart full. These aren't isolated cases. Across the world, thousands of seniors are proving that age is not a barrier to learning. It's simply a new chapter. Why so few seniors stay mentally active? If lifelong learning is so powerful, why do only 5% of seniors truly commit to it? There are several reasons. 1. Fear of failure. Many seniors worry that if they try something new and struggle, they'll look foolish. They compare themselves to younger generations and feel like they've already missed the boat. But the truth? Every learner starts somewhere. Even geniuses were beginners once. 2. Lack of access or guidance. Some seniors want to learn but don't know where to start. Technology moves fast, and without help, it can feel overwhelming. That's why having a supportive community, whether it's family, friends, or local classes, makes such a difference. 3. Belief that it's too late. I'm too old. My brain isn't what it used to be. These are common thoughts, but they're myths. Your brain doesn't stop working just because you get older. In fact, it becomes more skilled at making meaningful connections based on years of experience. 4. Isolation and depression. Without regular interaction, motivation fades. Loneliness breeds apathy, and apathy kills curiosity. That's why social engagement is so crucial to mental stimulation and vice versa. How the 5% keep their minds sharp. 7 powerful habits. So what exactly do these mentally active seniors do differently? Here are 7 proven strategies they use to keep their brains strong and engaged. 1. Learning something new every day. The healthiest seniors treat learning like exercise, a daily habit, not an occasional event. Whether it's taking a free online course, reading a book outside their comfort zone, trying a new hobby like chess, knitting, or gardening, listening to podcasts or audiobooks, they make a point to stretch their thinking muscles regularly. One woman I met, Doris, 76, reads 1 nonfiction book per month, always on a topic she knows nothing about. Last year, she read about astrophysics. This year, she's diving into ancient philosophy. She says it keeps her curious and reminds her that the world is full of wonders, no matter your age. 2. Playing brain games and puzzles. Crosswords, Sudoku, jigsaw puzzles, and strategy games are more than just fun. They're workouts for the brain. They force you to think critically, solve problems, and remember patterns. All skills that support long-term cognitive health. The healthiest seniors incorporate these kinds of activities into their routine. Morning crossword over coffee. Afternoon jigsaw puzzle with a friend. Weekly chess club at the library. Digital brain training apps like Lumosity or Elevate. They don't do it to win. They do it to stay sharp. 3. Writing, journaling, and storytelling. Writing isn't just for authors. It's a powerful tool for memory, reflection, and creativity. Seniors who journal regularly tend to have better recall, improved mood, and stronger identity. Some keep gratitude journals. Others write letters to old friends. A few even write memoirs or short stories. Take Harold, 83, who started writing poetry again after 50 years. His poems, shared weekly at a senior center, have brought laughter, tears, and connection to dozens of others. He says writing helps him process life and gives him something to look forward to each morning. 4. Engaging with technology. Yes, tech can be intimidating, but the healthiest seniors embrace it, not to keep up with trends, but to stay connected and curious. They learn how to video call family, how to shop online safely, how to use voice assistants like Alexa, how to follow news and events in real time. And once they get comfortable, they explore further. Online courses, virtual museum tours, podcasts and digital books, apps for meditation, music, or fitness. Technology becomes a tool, not a threat, and opens doors to lifelong learning. 5. Taking classes, in person or online. Learning doesn't have to happen alone. Many seniors thrive in structured environments, whether it's a local college offering discounted courses for seniors, a community center class, or an online platform like Coursera or Udemy. Popular subjects include history and literature, music and art, cooking and nutrition, computer basics and coding, philosophy and psychology. One man I spoke with, Leonard, 72, took a beginner's piano class at his local arts center. He now plays regularly at church and says it's brought joy back into his life. 6. Staying socially connected through shared learning. Isolation kills curiosity. Connection fuels it. The healthiest seniors understand this, which is why they seek out opportunities to learn together. They join book clubs, discussion groups, senior university programs, cultural exchange circles, language conversation partners. These settings create space for dialogue, debate, and discovery, all of which keep the brain alert and alive. 7. Embracing curiosity without judgment. Perhaps the most important habit of all, the willingness to ask questions, even if you don't know the answer. To say, I don't know, and mean it without shame. To be okay with being a beginner again. The healthiest seniors don't pretend to know everything. They admit when they're confused. They ask for help. They laugh at themselves when they mess up. And in doing so, they open the door to endless possibilities. The ripple effect of mental engagement. What's fascinating is that mental activity doesn't just benefit the brain, it affects the entire body. Seniors who stay mentally active tend to be more physically active, have lower rates of depression, live longer lives, maintain independence longer, report higher levels of happiness. Why? Because when your mind is engaged, your body follows. You eat better. You sleep better. You connect with others more deeply. You feel like you still have something to contribute. In other words, learning isn't just about knowledge, it's about vitality.